Okay, welcome everybody to the call tonight. My name is Eric Johnson. I'm the creator and CEO of Teamzy, and I'm excited to talk to you tonight. Some of you may be using Teamzy already. Probably a lot of you are just curious. I'm going to show it to you tonight. Teamzy is a software tool that helps you get all of your income-producing activities in your business done in less than an hour a day. Okay, it's going to blow your mind how amazingly efficient it makes you in building your business. It will tell you exactly what you need to be doing every day to hit a specific goal, so you'll always know what to do. It's a system that we follow, right? So I'm going to teach you a little bit about Teamzy tonight. I'm also going to teach you how Teamzy's, like the philosophy and system Teamzy's built on, because it's an approach to doing business. So I want to teach you a little bit about relationship marketing, which is the system that Teamzy employs in your business for you. So I'm going to teach you a little bit about all that. At the end, we'll do a question and answer. So if you've got questions, save them till the end. I'll stay as long as you guys need to ask questions. I'll be happy to answer questions, okay? So I'm gonna keep you all muted while I'm presenting, but you do have the ability to unmute yourself. So try not to do it by accident, but if the spirit moves you and you wanna ask a question, you have the ability to do it. I'll treat you guys as grown-ups. Sound good? Okay, here we go. First of all, let me just make sure that everybody's muted. That's always a smart thing, right? Okay. Great. All right, so let's start with this. This is the first thing I want to talk to you about. How to systemize your success with relationship marketing to become a Power Hour boss. Now, Power Hour boss is one of our hashtags. When you are using Teamzy, this is what you'll be. You'll be able to do everything in less than an hour. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love it. Let me just give you a little bit of my background. As I mentioned, I'm the creator and CEO of Teamzy. My background is in business coaching and consulting. I've been a professional business coach for 19 years, almost 20. This will be my 20th year. And I've specialized in helping people build a business based on authentic relationships. So one of the things that I will never do and can't do is anything cheesy, salesy, spammy, or weird. Does that make sense? So how many of you guys are on board with that? So I won't be teaching you any of that stuff tonight, which is great. Okay. And my background's not actually in direct sales. I worked in traditional small business industries, worked with a ton of real estate people, and just about every small business you can imagine. I've coached people on how to build their business based on relationships. For me, I fell into the direct sales network marketing industry about 5 years ago by accident. I found some products that honestly, they just made a huge difference in my own life. I got healthy, I felt amazing, and I was just excited to share them. How many of you, that's kind of your journey too? Yeah. And so I wasn't really thinking about the business opportunity at first. I was sharing because I loved what was happening in my life. But the truth be told is, at the time that it fell into my lap, I really needed an opportunity. I really needed something I could do on the side to change the situation I'm in. Here's a shot of my family. I'm incredibly blessed. I have an amazing family. There's my wife, Lisa, and my 4 kids, and my girlfriend, my 4-legged girlfriend. You know, these people are everything to me. And the challenge that I had 5 years ago was that I just never saw them. I was never around my family. I was constantly working. I had a regular corporate job as a business consultant. I was always working. And I never saw my kids, never saw my wife. Also, financially, we were stuck. I mean, we were stuck in a situation where I just couldn't earn more than I was. And we kind of needed we just needed a little bit more financial room in the budget, and I couldn't make it happen. So I was trying to figure out how I could create another stream of income, but do it with the tiny amount of time I had left over at this point. Does this make sense? And so I started looking at the network marketing opportunity. I thought, this is a great opportunity. The problem is, when can I do this? When am I going to be able to fit this in? And so after doing some kind of soul searching and planning, I realized I could get this done in an hour if I had the right tools to leverage that time. And so I started looking out there for software or things that would help me get organized so that I could attack my business and get it done in an hour. So you know where I'm going with this. There was nothing there. And I couldn't believe there was nothing there. So we built Teamzy, right? I took some really smart people out to lunch and showed them my notebook and said, what do you think? Let's build this thing, Teamzy. So just kind of let you know what's happened. Teamzy's been out 4 years now. In that 4-year period of time, we've had more than 100,000 network marketers use Teamzy. And Teamzy has just spread because people find it, love it, and share it. That's why I'm talking to you all tonight, because Ginger found Teamzy and thought it was cool. right? And now I'm talking to all of you, which is amazing. And who knows, maybe like many networks will be the hot thing going on with Green Compass here in a week after this presentation. But we've had more than 100,000 people use Teamzy, which is incredibly humbling for me. And here's the best part. They're averaging 21 customers and 9 recruits over 90 days. Okay, so let me just say that again for you guys. The people actively using Teamzy, they're averaging 21 new customers and 9 new team members every 90 days. Okay, pretty cool, right? Sign me up. Imagine what that would look like over the year for your business. Okay, and this is perfect timing because I honestly believe, despite all the stress and drama of what we're going through right now as a world, not just as a country, but as a world, this is the best time for our business and the best time for relationship marketing, which I'm going to teach you about tonight. So let's talk about relationship marketing. What is it? What is it? First off, it's a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. Okay, it's a philosophy of doing business that puts relationships and people ahead of sales and products. This is important, you guys. The reason why people don't like network marketing is because they feel like their friends are putting the sale above the friendship. We flip that on its head. People are more important than the sale. Okay, and as long as you come from that place, your heart's in the right place, it's going to work great. Also, Teamzy's, not just Teamzy, relationship marketing, it's not an abstract feel-good concept. This is a proven system that we follow, always knowing what to do next. It's a proven system we follow, always knowing what to do next. I haven't been able to feed my family teaching this for 20 years because it doesn't work, right? It's a system that I've been able to plug every single business owner I've talked to into, and it works. The next piece about relationship marketing is that it's a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. Okay, and that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. This is what we're supposed to be doing, right? Generating interest. I want you guys to understand that your business is not marketing and selling Green Compass products. Your business is lead generation. You are in the lead generation business. And as the business owner, you have to figure out how to generate leads, how to find people who can be interested in your Green Compass products. Make sense? It's a mindset shift. I want you guys to think like business owners. Okay, next principle with relationship marketing. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. So let me bring those two principles together. Your job is to generate leads so that you can build relationships with them. It's a big difference, not just to generate leads so you can make a sale or to generate a lead who might want to join the team. You generate a lead so you can build a relationship with them. There's a huge reason for this, you guys, because you could get one sale from somebody or you could get hundreds. See, we turn our relationships into advocates. We turn our relationships into advocates. An advocate is a walking, talking billboard for your business. We do it by investing time and providing outstanding service. Our goal is relationships so that we can build advocates. And look, in our business, in our industry, we're taught to just tell everybody about what we're doing. Most of them will say no. There's a lot of rejection. Get over it. Get tough, right? And get closer to the yeses. Have you guys heard stuff like that? What happens to all the people that said no? They get thrown away like dead bodies. In relationship marketing, people say no, that's fine. We're going to, over time, build them into advocates. They may never buy our products, but they will connect people they care about to us who need the solution we provide. Does this make sense? And so all the relationships become valuable. Okay, let's get to the next thing here. Next principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. In other words, if you are a jerk, this ain't gonna work. Okay? And let's just be honest. Are there jerks in our industry? Are there people doing stuff that makes you cringe? Have friends reached out to you in a way that makes you cringe? Maybe you've reached out to friends in a way that made you cringe and made them cringe. We don't do any of that with relationship marketing. It depends on trust. We don't do any of that stuff. And I'm going to help you guys know the better way to do this stuff, right? But here's the good news. Trust makes the work fun. You get to have fun with your business. Imagine that. You don't have to convince people. You don't have to sell people. You get right to helping people. Also, trust takes the ickiness away. There's never feeling like an icky salesperson ever again when you're building trust. Does this make sense? So all of those things you worry, how many of you guys worry about that? You don't want to come across as the icky salesperson. So you get to build trust and it's not a problem. And then you get to go for yes. Forget this going for no stuff. Who came up with that idea? That's insane. Look, I've been teaching people how to build their business for 20 years, and typically about 2% of the population is wired for the cold calling, go for no approach. 2%. This is why the network marketing industry has such a difficult time duplicating top leaders. They're teaching something only 2% of the world can do. Does it make sense? So I'm going to teach you what 99% of the people in the world can do, because like 1% actually hate people, so they're not going to work. But everyone else can do this go for yes concept of relationship marketing. Okay, so how do you build trust? Let me teach you the 4 essential ingredients to building trust, and then I'm going to show you the software, okay, so you guys can see how it works and how easy it is to use. So there's 4 essential ingredients. I'll go through them really quickly. Number 1 is chemistry. Okay, number 1 is chemistry. Number 2, character. Okay, number 2, character. Number 3, competence. Okay, I highly recommend you guys take notes if you can, because I'm going to go quick. Number 3 is competence, and number 4 is consistency. Okay, consistency. So chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Okay, this is how you build trust. Now, I just want to go through these quickly. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Our first step is to build chemistry. Find out where we have in common with people. Everybody would rather do business with a friend. Nobody wants to do business with someone they don't like. True? So the first step is find what we have in common with people. And maybe it's kind of obvious, but I love to state the obvious. Don't do things that will divide your audience. Don't be opinionated and things like that in ways that will turn people off. Find common ground, build bridges. Okay? Because last I checked, your product can help everybody, right? Yeah. Number 2 is character. Character is where you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Okay, character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. I want you to notice something about this definition. You don't actually have character. Character is something that you do. It's an action that you take on a daily basis. We think of character as something we own, and we get offended if somebody questions our character, right? But I want you to understand you have to be demonstrating character. People want to do business with somebody or businesses that show character. They need to see that. And you, by the way, you are your business. So it's 24/7. You need to be demonstrating character 24/7. And by character, I mean showing that you care for others. Okay. It's not just how you communicate and follow up with customers. It's also how you drive your car on the highway. Right? How many of you have a green compass bumper sticker on your car and then you cut people off in traffic? Right? You got to think about these things 24/7. How are you posting on social media? Are you posting things that demonstrate character, care for the audience? Or are they self-serving? You got to think this way. How am I demonstrating my character? You know, I know probably a lot of you guys have been to Disney before, right? And Disney is an amazing experience. And they have this concept of you're always on stage. They call their employees cast members, and they're always on stage. They tell them that no matter where they are, even if they feel like they're alone, that there is an audience watching them. And so they teach their employees to act in a way that they're always on stage. And I want you guys to think of your character that way too, that you're always on stage. Okay?
Dad would be so happy.
Hold on, somebody needs to be muted. I got it. There we go. We got him. All right. Next is competence. Okay, competence. Competence is when you demonstrate that you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Okay, competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. 2 things here. First, do I want to be your customer? Do I think that you know what you're talking about? Right? Especially with the products that you guys represent. There's a lot of questions. People have a lot of questions. Are you knowledgeable? Can you help me with the problem that I have? Can you recommend a product that might help me with what's going on with my life? Do you know enough? Are you knowledgeable enough? The first piece is I need to know you're competent with your product. Okay. The second piece is now that I'm in love with the product and I'm thinking about joining the business, do I believe you are capable of mentoring me successfully? Do I believe you're a business person I can follow in this business? Right? Are those 2 important things? So you need to be demonstrating your competence all the time. When you're talking to people, when you're posting on social, you need to be demonstrating your competence. Now, look, some of you may not be that competent yet. You might be new. And so what I don't want you to do is pretend to be something you're not. Never fake it, okay? Always got to be real. Always got to be authentic. As soon as you start faking stuff, this whole thing falls apart. But what you can do is you share your journey, what you're learning, Oh, I just learned this today. Did you guys know this? And talk about your upline and your team. Talk about how amazing and competent they are. So you're demonstrating the competence of the team that you're a part of. Does that make sense? It could be your first day in the business, and I could be excited to join the business with you based on who our upline is going to be. Okay? So competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. When you're new, you talk about and demonstrate the competence of your upline. With me? Okay. There's a principle behind these, and then we'll get to number 4 and we'll jump into Teamzy. So here's the principle. People only really care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? That's all they care about. When they're going to do business with you, this is what they care about. Okay? When somebody believes these 3 things are true about you, you won't get objections about product or price. You get right to helping people. Does this make sense? So what I'm going to teach you in Teamzy is how to build relationships over time so you get lots of people to this point. Lots of people to this point, and then you can serve them. Okay, consistency. Number 4 is consistency. Most important thing, right? If you want to build trust, you got to be consistent. Isn't that true? What I love about this is this principle. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and they desire it for themselves. In other words, people will do business with you. Sometimes they'll wait a while to see if you really mean it, like if you're really going to be consistent with it, right? But it also attracts them to you. People love to see you being consistent and being successful with it, and it attracts them to you. This will attract people to your team. This is how you get a community around a team where people want to be part of it. Have you guys found, how many of you guys just love the community and you're like, you know, even more than you love the products? Like, now I'm part of the community and I feel connected. A lot of times it's that consistency. And this is why people will tell you things like, you're so inspiring to me, because they see you being consistent. Let me just take a quick look at your faces. Make sure your cameras are on if you're decent. Love to see you guys for a quick second. How many of you guys are, yeah, some of you are laughing because you've probably been on Zooms where somebody wasn't, right? I had one once where it was like the husband got out of the shower and walked across the background of the room butt naked and did not know that we were all on the call like this. We didn't post that one to YouTube, don't worry. So how many of you are consistent products of your product? Let me see your hands. Awesome. Well, hopefully everybody, right? Because if you're not into your products, don't expect someone else to be. How many of you are consistent on social media? You sharing, you're building your audience, you're serving them, and you're sharing on there. Okay, good. I got a bunch of you. Okay, a couple of you give me that face like I could probably improve there. That's okay. Hey, look, if we're still alive, we got room to grow, right? All right, but here's the important piece. How about with relationships? How many of you will find that you're consistent about staying in touch with people? And it's okay. I mean, I see some hands, which is great. It's okay if you're feeling like you could improve there a little bit, because that's why you're here listening to me, right? This is the part that matters though, guys. This is the part that matters, is connecting with people, right? Because building relationships is a contact sport. You got to be in contact with people. You have to be in contact with people if you want to have a relationship with them. Here's the big point for the night. And then we're going to get to Teams. You got to get this principle down. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Okay, real quick, I got to see your faces again for this. Just a quick example. How many of you have ever received a card or a letter from somebody that you love, and they, like a handwritten message, and when you read that message, it was like, oh my gosh, really touched your heart? Let me see hands. Who's ever received something like that? Everybody, right? Seriously, if you've never received something like that in your life, put your address in the chat so we can write you a card tonight, because you need to have one of those, right? Okay, now let me see hands. Who kept it? Who has a special stash of these somewhere that you cannot bear to throw away? Even the neat freaks, right? So, I mean, I've done this training in like 7 different countries now. It's the same everywhere. We save these things. We treasure them. When people that we love pass away, that's the thing we treasure the most, are the letters and cards left behind that they received. Isn't that true? Okay, here's another example. This is a happy birthday postcard that I received from my life insurance salesperson. Have you guys ever received a happy birthday postcard from a business? Right? Yeah. Okay, so the question is, it's nice. Is this nice? It's nice. Did you save it? Did this get put in the special stash? Is this, when I'm gone, will my son use this as his Bible bookmark in the family Bible? Probably not. In fact, most of the time, this doesn't make it past the recycling bin in the garage. I don't know if you guys are like me, where I get the mail from the car and then drive into the garage and then recycle half of it, then come into the house. That's the way I get into the house. So this doesn't usually make it very far. It has no value. Why does this have no value? So let's look back at that principle. If you want to deepen a relationship, it requires an investment of time. This required no time investment, so we put no value on it. And this is not a personal connection. This isn't to me, happy birthday. This is to everybody that month, happy birthday. It doesn't even have my name on it, right? This is not a personal connection, and it required no investment of time. It has no value. This is a really important lens, guys. Whether or not you use Teamzy, however you approach your business, you have to understand if you want to build relationships, and that's the key to a successful business. Any marketing approach that says automated usually requires no time and has no personal connection and will not be valued by the receiving end. Does this make sense? So what we've done with Teamzy is we've created a system that allows you to invest time and connect personally with people in an incredibly efficient way so that you can really make an impact in relationships and still get it done in an hour. Pretty cool, right? So let me show you that. Here, just real quick though, I've got one more slide and we'll dive into it. I know I'm the ultimate teaser. It's okay. What are you going to do? Okay, so here's the principle again. Investing time, connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. So this is all great. And I know I can tell by some of your faces, you're like, I like this guy. I like this philosophy. But you need more than philosophy. You got to have a system to follow. You need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships in an efficient way. Know when you're going to contact people, right? Know when you're not going to. In other words, you don't spend hours planning to do 10 minutes of work. Know what you're going to say, so you don't spend all day staring at the screen going, oh my gosh, how am I going to break the ice with this person? And then make sure that nobody's falling through the cracks. Bam. How many of you, when I said make sure nobody's falling through the cracks, you got a little slight pain in the stomach just thinking about that? Yeah, that's the biggest problem in our industry. Okay, so let's dive over and look at Teamzy. Let's just talk about this real quick. If you're not using Teamzy already, first off, we have a customized green compass version of Teamzy. It's customized for you. Thank Ginger. Say thanks, Ginger, for getting that done for us. She's the bomb. So it's customized for you. You go to teamzy.com, you hit free trial, and you can try it for 30 days for free. You don't have to give us our credit card or anything weird. I just want you guys to know, like, we want you to try it for 30 days and love it. Okay, so you have full access for 30 days, and then you can decide if you want to keep going with us. Okay, so go do it for free. All right, once you've logged into Teamzy, into your free trial, it looks like this. That's actually Facebook, but it looks like this. Okay. So this is this first page of the setup wizard, which is designed to make setting up Teamzy super easy. Okay. So I'm going to just kind of skip through some of this because of our time constraint. Let me show it to you. Okay. So first thing we're going to do in the setup wizard is set an income goal. How much money do you want to be earning a year from now? Okay. So you set it wherever you want it. You can slide this little thing up. And as you move it, it tells you what to do each day to hit it. So there's no wondering, what do I do? Okay, so I'm going to set my goal at $150,000. That was my actual goal. Okay, and you can see at $150,000, Teamzy's telling me that daily what I need to do is connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, and 4 advocates, 19 people. And I will show you that I could do that in 15 minutes in Teamzy. Now let's say 30 for you because you guys haven't done it yet, but still 30 minutes done. Pretty cool, right? So once you've set that, continue. So now Teamzy is set up to my goal. When we get there, you'll see it's customized to my goal. The next step is you're going to get all your contacts into Teamzy. Teamzy is a CRM that stands for Contact Relationship Manager. It's a type of software. It keeps track of all your contacts, okay? All your conversations, your contacts, contact information. It's great. So you're going to get everybody in here, your back office team, your customers, your Facebook friends, your Instagram followers, your phone contacts. Get everybody into Teamzy so it's in one place. Stop digging around looking for pads of paper and sticky notes. Seriously, how many of you guys that's you still? Get everybody in here so it's in one place. It lives in the cloud, which means you'll always have access to it, okay? And once you've got everybody into Teamzy, Teamzy does something amazing with that list of contacts. It's going to actually cycle them in a way that nobody ever falls through the cracks, and you don't ever have to forget ever to contact people. It's pretty cool. Okay, so here's the Teamzy dashboard. Let me just show it to you really quick, and then I'll show you how easy to do Power Hour is to do in Teamzy. So today's activities. These are the goals that we set and set up. Teamzy keeps you focused on today. It's the only day you have. And if you can keep your focus small, you can grow your business big. So I told Teamzy, I want to make $150,000 a year. Team says, great. Today you need to do this. Connect with 9 prospects. You can see I've done 0 so far. Connect with 6 customers, 4 advocates on my team. I've also got a goal to share 3 times, and I'll show you guys how we do that. But a share is just simply sharing products or the business opportunity with somebody. Okay. My goal is to do that 3 times a day. Even though I'm going to try to start conversations with 19 people, I'm going to share 3 times a day because I'm going to do it when it's appropriate. I've also got a goal to add new people to Teamzy, just always adding some new people to Teamzy. Okay. And you can see I've got one done because I added Ginger. Cool. So now we're going to do our power hour. Now look at this. I've got my power hour module right here. This helps me do my power hour so quickly and efficiently. On the left side, I've got my lists, my prospects, and it shows me who's up next to connect with, right? I've got my customers, my advocates, and then my follow-ups list. Now notice these lists, they only give me 5 names at a time. That's to keep me focused, to keep me from getting sidetracked or overwhelmed. The right-hand side, I log the activity as I go. I log the message there so that it's tracked. So Teamzy knows I connected and it automatically schedules the next time I connect with this person. Isn't that cool? Now, real quick, before I jump into showing you how to do the power hour, let me just explain these little numbers next to their names, which is cool. These numbers are the star rating of our relationship. So we rate the relationships on a 5-star scale, just like you're rating a, like a hotel room or a pizza, right? But this 5-star rating system allows Teamzy to prioritize your contacts for you so you never have to think or plan ever, okay? So let me just show you really quick. I'm just going to jump over to the team page here where the full list of contacts lives. So here, this is where I've got everyone's contact information. Like my whole list is here, right? If I click on somebody, you'll see their star rating. I can change that just by clicking it, okay? And it saves it, changes their rating. Easy, right? Okay. The stars, the way it works, real quick, if I give somebody a 5-star rating, that's my favorite people, my best friends, the people I feel are really likely to be interested in the business or the products, right? A 5-star person is going to come up on my list first, and they're going to show up every 30 days automatically. They just come back automatically. I get a reminder to go connect. Okay, a 4-star person, these are my friends and family, not my closest circle, but they're people I feel like might be interested with a little nurturing, right? 4-star people are going to come up after the 5-star people, and they come back automatically every 60 days. I don't have to think or plan. 3-star people, they could go either way. I don't know. That's why when you put people in Teamzy, they automatically come in as 3 stars. 3-star people come up every 90 days. You stay in touch with them over every 4 times a year. Are you guys with me? So the more stars, they come up sooner and the more often. Once you've rated your list and starred them, Teamzy automatically creates your contact list every single day. Okay. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do a power hour. It's super fun. We're going to connect with people. Now, I just want you guys to understand something about relationship marketing. When you connect with somebody, you are not trying to sell. You are not trying to recruit. Your goal when you connect is to make someone's day. Okay? Just to make someone's day. So we call it the make someone's day mindset. The reason why is, how in the world can you solve a problem for them that you don't know they have yet, or that they don't know they have yet? First, you got to have a conversation. So we're just going to connect to make somebody's day. Let me show you how to do this. First person on my list, we're going to start with prospects. The first person on my list is Jay. So we're going to message Jay. Now, I used to struggle with what to say to people, and I know a lot of other people did too. So I built a scripts library into Teamzy to help you guys out. So look, I'm going to go message Jay. I have no clue how to do it. So I'll go to scripts right here, and I'm just going to get an icebreaker script, okay? I'm going to message her on Facebook, so I'll pick one from there. And I'm just going to take the first one off the list, connect number 1. Here's how it reads. Hi, Jane. Just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. So simple, right? So look, I'm going to copy that script. Let me show you how easy this is. What I'll do here is I'll just paste it into the connect box in Teamzy so I can edit it. Get the name correct, put the right name in, okay? Always message people with their name, okay? At least the first message, always message them with their name so they know it's personalized and not generic. Let's see, I gotta put a couple of emojis in here. I like emojis. You guys like emojis? I like emojis in my messages. Okay, so now I've got it just the way I want it. So now I'm gonna actually go send it in Facebook. I like to do the editing in Teamzy. That way I don't accidentally send it with the wrong name, which I've done. So I'm going to toggle over to Facebook. I have it open in another tab. I'm just going to look up Jay. Okay, and we're going to send her the message. Okay, boom. Message sent. Great. Awesome. So now we'll go back to Teamzy and we're going to log this activity. So that was a Facebook message, and you see the blue button that says log connect. You click that and it's logged. So look, she's gone off my list and my list has moved up. Next up is Ginger. Now notice up here on the dashboard, I've got 1 done, 8 left, and this little blue circle is filling in. So Ginger comes up next. I'm going to use that same script. It's still on my clipboard. I'll just paste it in there and just change the name. Do you guys see how incredibly easy this is? So right now in the Power Hour, what I'm doing is I'm just sending out make someone's day messages. That's the first step, is just sending out messages, okay? So I'm gonna look up Ginger. There she is. Okay. Boom, send. Okay, great. So we've got 2 done. Facebook message, log connect, 2 done, 7 left. Do you see that circle filling in? So I'm going to keep sending those messages until I'm done with my goal. My particular goal was 9. So that circle will turn all the way blue. And then I'll go to the next list, which is customers. And I'll start messaging customers the same way. Now, this is really important because a lot of people have it in their heads that when they connect with customers, they have to be all salesy and businessy. What you need to do is just stay in touch. So look, I'm going to grab a script again for Kathy. And it could be something as simple as this. Hi, Jane, just checking in to see if there's anything I can do to make your day. Okay, it can just be a simple thing like that. It can be specific about products like, hi, John, how are you enjoying the products? Whatever products they're using, you edit that. How are you enjoying your product? Send me an update. Let me know how I can be of help. Okay, find out what they're getting. Then when he tells you he's getting amazing results, next time you message him, you send him this one. You're doing so great. I'm proud of you. Congratulations on the results you're getting. Do you guys see how easy this is? Okay, and it's the exact same way, when you're like you're sending a connect to a regular prospect. You can get a script, you put it in here, you modify it a little bit, you put in your emojis, okay, and then you're ready to go send it. Now, just really quick on this, you guys see how easy this is, and you log it the same way. And so now this little pink circle is filling in as I work on my customers list. Now, just really quick on this. This is so important. This is so important. I don't know how I can emphasize it enough. Staying in touch with customers is the key to this business. It is the key to this business. And it seems like everybody's telling everybody acquiring new customers is the key to this business. Well, of course, that's part of the business. But staying in touch with customers is the key to this business for a couple of reasons. One, if you're in regular contact with your customers, you guys pay attention, this is important. If you're in regular contact with your customers, they will order more product and they will retain longer. Let me just say it again. They will order more product and they will retain longer. How many of you guys would like to see that happen? Not just for you, but for the whole organization. It's huge. Honestly, I do a team call like this for a team, and the team leader would be like, oh, our volume went up 25% this month. Why do you think that is? Because everybody's in a free trial of Teamzy and they're connecting with customers. Okay? Just being in contact, people order more and they retain longer. Just think about it. Just think about the time you went out for a special dinner at a restaurant and you had an excellent server who was present. Did you order a few more drinks? Did you get dessert? Did you add things onto your menu because they were amazing and you left? You spent more money and you felt amazing about it, right? And then the next time you go in, what are you doing? You're trying to find that same server again. This is the way we're designed. We love being served. So just being in touch. They'll order more and they'll retain longer. Now, here's the other piece I want you guys to know. Some of you guys have worked really hard to get to where you are in your business. Some of you are getting ready to work really hard. And I have leaders come to me all the time from networks, all across network marketing that are like, I'm burnt out, Eric. I've been doing this 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. I don't know if I can keep doing it. And they're missing the point. They're out there beating the bushes for new leads, and they've got this amazing customer list. How many of you guys have a customer or two that you love and you just want more people like that? You just want to clone them and get more people like that? Yeah. How do you get more people like that? Where do you find them? Is there a Green Compass, phone book somewhere where they hand them out to you guys that are just like primed and ready to be awesome? No, you wouldn't be listening to me if there was. Look, if you want awesome customers, you have to go to your current awesome customers. That's where you find them. That's the only way to find awesome customers. This is since the beginning of business, from the beginning of time. Okay? I mean, you go back to ancient Israel, there was a merchant teaching the same principle to his apprentice. We got to find our customers through our customers. It's the same thing. Guys, how do you find those people? Let me just paint the picture for you. Your customer that all of you had one you thought of, that person's getting great results, right? What does that mean? It means they're telling their friends and family that I'm using this and I'm getting great results, because human beings are excited about things that are good and they tell other people about it, don't they? So your customer is telling friends and family about your products, maybe even about you personally, right now. That's a fact. Now, here's another stat for you. 82% of people say they make their purchasing decisions based on the recommendation of a friend. Does that sound about right? Yeah. I mean, the stat is correct. I'm saying, doesn't it? I mean, intuitively, you guys know that's true because it's true of you too. 82%. So your customers love your product, are talking to friends and family about it. Those people are very likely to make the decision based on that friend's recommendation. And yet you guys are spending all day on Instagram trying to figure out how to meet a new person who you might get interested into this. What I'm here to tell you is you need to be getting introduced to the friends and family of your customers. And if you want to do that, and it's very easy to systematically do that every single month. Step one, use Teamzy and stay in touch with your customers. You're not going to go to somebody you haven't talked to in 6 months and go, introduce me to your friends. They're going to be like, you creep, you haven't checked in 6 months. Does this make sense? Be in regular contact. Then it's a no-brainer. You're in regular contact. It's like, how's it going? Anything I can do for you? Can I make your day? Oh my gosh, your message made my day. Great. Ginger, and while I'm talking to you, Ginger, I know you're getting amazing results. You told me that your mom got amazing results. And, I'm sure that you've talked to other friends and family about what Green Compass is doing for you guys. And before I get too busy this month, I just wanted to know, is there anybody that you care about that I need to talk to and get more information to? Okay. You can rewind the tape if you guys really want it word for word, but you get the idea. And she's going to go, well, actually, I was talking to my friend. Perfect. Awesome. Look, I tell you what, could you introduce me quickly to that person? Whatever's easiest for you, Ginger, a quick, a chat message on Facebook or a text message, group text. Just do a quick intro and I'll get them some more information. If they're interested, we'll go from there. Okay. Do you guys see how easy this is? But you got to be in regular contact. I know I kind of went off to tell you this, but this is how the business is built. This is how we create advocates. Okay. If I had time, I would tell you the people that are telling you I'm not interested in what you're doing at all are also the people I train this way. Hey, well, if you come across anybody who needs help with this particular area that I solve, could you introduce them to me? Because I want to help as many people as I can. I get people agreeing to that all day. Yeah, sure, I'll do that. Yeah, I can do that. And then the next thing I know, people are introducing people to me. I just want you guys to know I don't do direct sales myself anymore because I do Teamzy, right? And so I don't want to conflict. But when I was doing it, I would find that I often had people introducing people to me out of the blue. This is my friend Eric I was telling you about, right? And he's gonna he can help you. And I'd be like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Who are you? Okay, great, awesome. How can I help? And this is where you want your business to be. Does this make sense? So yes, you'll be prospecting. Yes, you'll be trying to meet new people, but you will realize that you have a gold mine of trust and you can serve the people you care about the most and really enjoy it. Does this make sense? Okay, great. And I know, and I love you guys. Thank you guys, some of you guys for hanging in. I know there's another Zoom right now. I know those guys will get the recording, but I think this is going to be good stuff for you. So you're going to connect with your customers and just go down the list. Don't overthink it. Just message people, based on who's up next and based on your goal. So mine was 6. I'll message the next 6 people. Then I'll go to my next list, which is advocates. And now I'm going to send quick messages to my team members. Okay. For the same reason, just to let them know I love them, just to know I'm thinking about them. Do you know how easy it is to let time pass when you think that you're in touch with somebody? Has that happened to you guys? You're like, oh, we're in touch. Or they were on the Zoom call last week. We connected, right? But it's not a one-on-one. Remember the difference between a personal connection. Okay? It's important. And the team, by the way, my product's called Teamzy because it's about building a team. That's the number one purpose. The team is the most important thing. Without the team, you can't go far by yourself in this business, right? You can make a little bit of money selling a ton of product, but you need to build a team if you really want to build that exponential income, don't you? So we focus on that relationship. Okay, so it's simple. The first half of the power hour is just these little make someone's day messages. You're just going to fire them off as quickly as you can, as quickly as your little fingers can go. You're going to message your prospects, your customers, and your advocates based on your goal. Okay. Now, some people will respond right away, and you're going to feel like, oh, I should go have this conversation right now. Stay focused until you get all your outgoing messages done before you have the back and forth. Okay. All right. I'm talking too much, losing my voice. Now, in this goal was $150,000 a year. I need to send 19 messages. Do you guys believe you could do it in 30 minutes using Teamzy? Totally. Okay. The next half of my power hour is my follow-ups list. Okay, my follow-ups list. Now, when I go there, you'll notice there's no follow-ups scheduled. Follow-ups are not automatic in Teamzy. We put people on the follow-ups list. Now, let me explain what I mean by follow-up. Connecting and following up are different things. People use the term follow-up for connecting. A follow-up is, you've showed me your problem. I've given you a solution. It's either a product solution that I've shown you, or I've shown you my business opportunity as a solution to your problem. And now I'm following up. You've shown interest and I have shared. Does this make sense? When I've shared my business or my products with you, I'm going to put you on my follow-ups list. These are the people who have shown interest in the business, and now we have to follow up like a pro. So let me just give you an example. I did a live video today. This is not meant to be part of my example, but I did a live video today on Facebook about why it's an amazing time to have a home-based business. You know, with all that's going on in our country right now, and the fear and the uncertainty, and people not able to, in many cases, earn an income because they have to be home. Home-based business owners get to continue making income, don't they? Because we're already home-based. It's an incredible blessing. So I did this I just did this video today, and I know most of my friends are home business owners because that's my business, but got a lot of feedback on it, getting a lot of feedback on it. And, this is the kind of conversation that, let's say I got, having a conversation with Ginger. She's my sample conversation today. She maybe saw that, and we're messaging now and talking back and forth and catching up. I sent her that make someone's day mindset little connect. She responds, great to hear from you. Now I have a chance to have a conversation with her, right? Because it's just like, oh, thanks, great to hear from you too. So now it's like, well, how have you been? It's been a long time since we talked. What have you been up to? Send me an update. Tell me what's going on in your life. So she sends me, we're doing this and we're doing that, or we're kind of freaked out. Like right now, right? Imagine it's happening today. We're kind of freaked out. Everybody's home. We're not really sure what's going to happen next. So we're having a conversation about it, just having a conversation, catching up. Right? And I'm going to tell her, she's going to tell me everything that's going on in her life because I'm going to ask her questions and lead her along. And then I'm going to share with her what's going on with us. Is this a natural conversation? Yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that. And, I don't know if you guys can hear them, but I've heard the kids run by the door of my office a few times during this call, chasing each other like little banshees because it's raining here too. So they've been penned up all day in the house. There's a lot going on, but I'm going to tell her what's going on with my life. Now, part of what I'm going to tell her is about my business. I'm going to tell people about my business as part of a normal update in the conversation. This is how you share your business in a way where people are always happy and excited for you. Okay. So I just want you guys to write down these two little sentences. Share what you do and why you're so passionate about it. Share what you do and why you're so passionate about it. Okay. And that the way you share that might vary a little bit based on what you've heard. You might custom tailor it a little bit, right? Based on what you've heard. But for example, I would say something like, hey, I don't know, Ginger, I don't know if you know this or not, but 5 years ago, I left my corporate job and I started my own home-based business. Oh, you did? Yeah, it was the best thing I ever did. Not only did it give me the freedom and flexibility to be with my family more, but in times like this, my income's not affected by anything that's going on because I'm still able to work on my business and connect with people. Does this make sense? And I would tell people why I was passionate about it. Like in my particular case, you know, I regained my health, I lost a bunch of weight. I found I was really good at helping other people do that. It became really rewarding to build a business that helped people like that. So I would share that with people. And here's what I want you guys to know. Do you guys see how you could share your business the same way? When you share your business this way, this is what I'm doing and why I'm passionate about it. They will always say, wow, good for you. That's awesome. Amazing. How many of you wish that's the way all your friends and family had responded when you told them about Green Compass? It's nothing wrong with Green Compass. It's just the way you did it. Does this make sense? So I want you guys to understand. I'm sorry, Ginger. I asked Ginger, should we get this done in 30 minutes or should we go for it guns blazing? She said, go for it guns blazing. So I'm giving you guys a little extra. I can't help it. It's the coach in me, right? But but I so okay, so we're talking about what you do and why you're so passionate about it. It's amazing when you share with people what you do and why you're so passionate about it, because I want you guys to understand something. It's not just about selling your products or building your team. I want you to believe. How many of you guys believe you're on a mission? You're on a mission. And I love that scene from, do you guys remember the Blues Brothers movies where they're like, we're on a mission from God, right? I want you to feel like your business is a mission from God, like you are on a mission from God. And the goal of having conversations is that people understand your mission. It's not, gee whiz, are you interested in these products or not? Yet. It's just like, this is what I'm doing. I'm passionate about it. This is the business that I've chosen and it's been amazing. Tell them why it's been amazing. Maybe it's been amazing because of the products. Maybe it's been amazing because of the financial freedom. Maybe it's been, you know what I mean? Like just tell them. They're going to be like, wow, good for you. Okay. Now, this is my real simple formula, the deep closing script. Who wants the deep closing script? If Ginger is enthusiastic about what I just told her, I will ask her, would you like to learn more about it? Bam. Would you like to learn more about it? Okay. Would you like to learn more about it? Are you interested in learning more about it? And if she says yes, bam, I'll show you exactly what to do. Let's say she says, not really. Not really, but I'm excited for you. Good for you. That's okay too. Look, that's the way most people should respond. Most normal people have a little guard up and that's normal. Okay. If she says, no, thanks, I'm not really that into it, but good for you. I'm going to say, hey, no worries. But you know, if you do decide that you'd like to learn more, just let me know. Just let me know. Could you do me a favor though, Ginger? If you do come across people who are struggling with this, or this, right? The things that I expertly solve, would you connect me? Would you introduce them to me? Because I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission to help as many people as I can. And guess what else she'll say in most cases? Yeah, I'll do that. So our whole industry teaches you when they say no, you delete them off your list and you kick them to the curb. And I'm telling you that 99% of the people who say no will say, yeah, I'll bring people to your business. Right? And then over time, they're going to be like, actually, I do want more information. I saw your live yesterday. I would like to learn more about that cream you were talking about. Oh, that looks interesting. Right? Because now you've taken away that I am going to shove this product down your throat and you need to cross the street to avoid me fear. And you've left them open to learning more down the road. Make sense? Okay. I know I overtaught on that one, but let's just say Ginger says, yes, I'd like some more information. Great. So now the next thing I want to do is I now want to get her on my schedule in some way so I can go deeper with her on this and find out, by the way, so many people miss this. I need to find out what she needs. I need to find out what her needs are. I need to find out what problems she needs to solve and then recommend a solution. I'm not going to get her on an appointment to just show her what I've got. Can you imagine calling your doctor and saying, I don't feel well, and them sending you, I'm going to send you a link to a website where we have all the pharmaceuticals we sell in our office. And you just pick what you think would work for you and let me know, and we can set up an order. That's the way people sell in our business. No, first you talk to the nurse, they find out what's going on with you. The doctor comes and sees you. They figure out what might be your problem, and they tell you what you need, don't they? That's the way selling should be too, by the way. It's called prescriptive selling. And I know, don't get confused. I'm not talking about making health claims or anything that's going to get you in trouble. I'm just talking about the approach. Okay. So she's interested. Great. Awesome. What I'm going to do is say, are you available to jump on a quick Zoom or FaceTime so that we can talk for 5 minutes? I just want to find out what your goals are, Ginger, and see if it's something I can help you with. Okay, sure. So can you jump on right now? If not, okay, well, I've got these 3 slots open tomorrow. Which one works for you? I want to make sure that I get this to the next level. So now we're going to get on let's say we're going to get on a FaceTime or a Zoom so that we can talk a little bit, right? So how do I do this in Teamzy? Let me just show you. First off, when I go to my dashboard, she's not there anymore. I've already connected with her. She's kind of in the Teamzy ether until she comes back in 30 days. So I'm going to use this lookup bar at the top to go to her contact info. Okay. That brings me to her contact info. And I can open the connect box here, just like on the dashboard. So I can always log anything with anybody whenever I want. They don't have to be on the dashboard. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my type of communication. In this case, it was a video chat. Okay. And I'm going to have all of our notes from our talk, right? So I can put all my notes in that we talked about, go back and forth. And what I highly recommend is that you have a series of questions you ask people on these chats, right? I'm sure you guys probably already have something like this. But ask them things, find out what their goals are, what they're hoping to achieve, what they're interested in, why they're interested, so that you can then say, well, based on what you're telling me, I highly recommend this. You need this product mix to start. Or maybe it's, maybe we're talking about the business opportunity. Either way, from this, when I log this, I'm going to click on share. See where it says share? And I'm going to choose, did I talk about the business opportunity? Then yes, that's what it was. Okay, business opportunity. So now I've logged that we had a video chat. I shared the business opportunity, and notice what happens when I put share. This follow-up icon immediately activated, that little yellow calendar. So now it's setting her up for a follow-up in 2 days. Now I can change that to any date in the future. I'm going to change it to tomorrow, actually. So I'm going to tell her as we're talking, hey, you know what? I will follow up with you tomorrow, Ginger, and see if you have any questions. Because, usually they want to talk it over with their spouse, right? No problem. I'll check in tomorrow, see if you have any questions. Great. So when I log this, watch what happens. I log that, and now it's set a follow-up for her. So let me go back to the dashboard and show you what happened. One, it logged a share. So I logged a share by putting share on that record. And she's now on my follow-ups list due for tomorrow. Okay? So you connect with people, have great conversations. Have great conversations. Share what you're doing, why you're passionate about it. When they're interested, ask them if they'd like to go deeper. If you get an opportunity to share with them your business or your products, you log it as a share and put them on your follow-ups list. Okay? So the second half of my power hour, when I get to my follow-ups list, I'm going to look at my follow-ups list, and I'm going to look at for everyone who's due today, and I'm going to send them a follow-up message. Now, this part gets so incredibly easy because right now it's yellow. She's not due till tomorrow. That will be red tomorrow, and it'll be like she's due. Great. So I'm going to send her a message tomorrow. I'm going to go into my scripts, and she and I are Facebook friends, so that's how I'll connect with her. And I'm just going to find a script for follow-ups. By the way, I put 10 follow-up scripts in here numbered in order. Okay, follow-up number 1. You guys made this so easy, right? Follow-up number 1 reads like this. Hi, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Simple, simple. See, one of the things you guys get with Teamzy is you get all of the phrases and everything of 20 years of business coaching at your fingertips on day 1. You don't even have to understand what you're doing. They're just like, wow, these things are worded. They work so great. Yeah, just use them. So look, I grabbed that first script. I'm going to change the name to Ginger. I have a big microphone in the way of my keyboard. All right, so there we go. There's my follow-up. Simple. It's just like sending a connect, right? I'm going to send her that message now. So easy. And the thing about sending a follow-up is, like, we sweat and labor over follow-ups. Just send it. You don't have to even think. It's just like, phew, she's due, send her a follow-up. You come across so professional. Look, now I'm going to log this in Teamzy. Now, real quick, this is very important. When you're setting a follow-up, you need to set a new follow-up before you finish the connect. So let's say I'm going to follow up now in 2 days. You always want to set a new follow-up. Now that Ginger has had this video chat with me and I've shared the business with her, she is going to be on my follow-ups list forever until she signs up. Okay? Some of you are cringing, and I'm going to explain to you how to do that in a way that she loves it. She loves the process. But first, you just need to accept that. If you want a business, you have to be committed. When somebody says, yes, I'm interested, they're on that follow-ups list forever. Okay? All right. But it won't take forever because I'm going to show you how to do it so that it moves them along. You can also leave yourself a note to remind yourself what the follow-up's about later. So I'm just going to put a little note that I'm going to send her follow-up number 2 next time. All right, so let's log that. So now she's back on my follow-ups list for Friday. Okay, so again, when I do my power hour tomorrow, I'm going to do prospects, customers, advocates. Then I'll go to my follow-ups list and see if I have any follow-ups due. So that's my power hour, just sending all the messages out. Okay, so easy. So easy. And then you'll set aside a little bit of time in your day to have back and forth with people. Okay, so set aside a little time. Otherwise, you're just going to be on your phone all day long, just telling you guys. So it's up to you. I tried it both ways, and I liked it better with a couple 30-minute blocks to have back and forth rather than all day long. Okay, so I want to talk to you real quick about follow-ups, just real quick. Do you see how easy it is in Teamzy? We actually just had a 95-year-old in Teamzy working her power hour this week, a new customer. So if you don't think that you're a techie person, it's easy to use. Okay. All right. She's probably faster than me in a power hour. Let me talk to you about following up, because this is the business. We talked about staying in touch with customers. You guys, some of you were like, oh, that's kind of like a new thing. That's great. You all know follow-up is important, don't you? Fortune's in the follow-up. People say that because it's true. Now, here's the stat. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. So how many of you guys are consistent 10 follow-up people? Okay, don't feel guilty. Hardly anybody raises their hand, and they're usually lying about it. Because you're worried about being, how many of you are worried about being the most annoying person in the world if you did that? Okay, good. We got good, honest people. It's good. And the way you're traditionally told to follow up, you would be the most annoying people in the world. So years ago, I figured out how to follow up with people in a way that they loved it. And I'm going to teach it to you. Okay. But first I need to shift your mindset. How many of you truly believe in your products? Like these products are life-changing. Let me see. Yeah. So that's good. And how many of you are here because you believe that you could change lives by building this business? Let me see your hands. Okay, great. Now, don't get mad at me for saying this, but in most cases, your product is not even relevant to helping those people. Natasha's like, what? Here's why. Because they're not buying it, because you didn't follow up enough. You can't help them if they don't get it in their hands, can it?
Right.
So here's what you guys need to understand. If you really love people and want to help them, the only thing you have that helps people right now is your ability to follow up with them. So I want to shift your thinking. Following up is an act of love. Okay? Write it down. Make it your mantra. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Now, you can still do acts of love and be annoying, can't you? Ask your kids. So let me teach you how to not be annoying when you're following up. And people will thank you for doing it. They will be like, oh my gosh, you're amazing. Here's how you do it. There's 2 principles. Now, first off, just use the Teamzy follow-up scripts, because they already follow these principles. Okay, but here are the 2 principles for following up without being annoying. Principle number 1, don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to do anything. Don't ask them to call you. Respond. Respond? No, don't ask them to text you. Don't ask them to do it. Don't ask anything of them. I'm here to tell you, most of them won't even open the message, but we'll get there in a second. Don't ask anything of them, right? The second thing to do, if you don't want to be annoying, is you need to send them that follow-up message in such a way they can read the entire thing without opening it. They need to be able to read your entire message without opening it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So what does that mean? You can't send a voice message, okay, for a follow-up. It doesn't work. How many of you guys have a bunch of small kids at home right now because they're not in school? Can you imagine in the middle of the day getting a voice message from somebody and trying to actually listen to it? You have to go lock yourself in the bathroom, and then there's probably somebody pounding on the door while you're trying to listen to it, right? It's hard to get to when your life is hectic. So they need to be able to read it, and it has to be short enough they can read it without opening it. Here's why, just so you guys understand. When you get the message from you, it's always at the worst time. It's always at the worst time. the kids are screaming, the dog's doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, their hands are in raw chicken making dinner, they're driving their car, whatever. They cannot deal with it right now, but they still want to see it, don't they? How many of you guys are like that? No matter what's going on, you're like looking at your phone going, what does it say? Who's it from? Right? This is the way we're wired. Now, the reason why they're not opening the message is because they can't respond right now. They don't want to look like a jerk and send a read receipt to you and not respond. So they're saving it till later. And a lot of times they forget about it. This is what happens, right? Or they're not sure how to respond, so they don't respond. So what happens is, if you follow these concepts that I'm teaching you, they'll get the message, they'll always see it. Every time they see one of those messages, they're gonna get, like for a brief second, that same emotion they had when they talked to you about the business or about the products. They're gonna be reconnected to the hope, right? That's really what we sell, is hope with a plan, isn't it? They're gonna be reconnected to that hope for a second. And so over time, these little follow-up connects, and that little short, brief spots of positive emotion, it builds until they finally respond. And I want you guys to know, most people respond after the 6th or 7th follow-up is the first time they respond. How many of you guys have had people not respond that you really thought were interested? And you're like, I'm getting nothing but crickets. I'm so confused. Why are they not responding? Right? That's normal. So what happens is, around 6 or 7 of these, maybe a few weeks in even, you get one of these, I'm so sorry I haven't responded to any of your messages, Eric. I've been, life's been crazy or whatever. Right? So you'll get one of those, and they'll say, thank you so much for following up. I really appreciate it. I can't even tell you how many times someone has thanked me for following up so much, because you follow these principles. They know that you're here. It's from a place of caring. And the way I look at follow-up is this. If you tell me, when Ginger tells me I'm interested, and I make a promise to her, great, I'll follow up. I've made a promise to her. That's why my first follow-up script says, following up like I promised I would. I want you guys to think of it like that. It's an act of love. It's a promise you made that must be kept. And if that's where you're coming from, people will always thank you for it. They will always say, thank you so much. They will sell it to their friends like, his follow-up's amazing. You need to do business with, in my case, it's his, right? Your case, it's her. Her follow-up is amazing. You're going to come across as a pro. I am not that organized. That's why I needed Teamzy. So you log into Teamzy every day, tells you who to connect with, and it tells you who to follow up with. Then you're done. Go play with your kids, do whatever. Does this make sense? But imagine if you could, like in my example, connect with 19 people in less than an hour, right? And then be about your day. Imagine what that looks like 5 days a week. That's almost 100 people a week you're connecting with. Not just blasting with some message that 90% of them say no, you're actually connecting. And right now, here's the thing. Ginger and I messaged back and forth today. She said, I believe this is the best time ever for this. She's right. Do you know how responsive people are going to be right now? People are holed up in their homes, and they are frightened, and they're missing out on what they need the most, which is connection to other human beings. When you reach in and say, hey, I just messaged you to see how you're doing. How's your day going? How's everything going? The impact's going to be unbelievable. Does this make sense? So, and you're gonna create enough opportunities to talk about the business, but just focus on helping people and on connecting with people, and you will create those opportunities. Make sense? So let me just finish this off, then we'll do Q&A. So here's how we finish her off maybe the wrong words, but here's how we complete the sale in Teamzy. So I'm gonna go to her full contact record. Okay, I can either look her up or click on her name there to go there. First thing I'll do is click on sale. And just what type is it? Let's say she just got a starter kit. Great. So I'll save that. Okay. And then I'm going to tag the specific product she's using. So I have those on her record. These are just tags. You just type them in. And then member type, I'm going to just move it over. If she bought a retail product, then I'll click on customer. But she got a kit. So I'm going to move her over to advocate at personally enrolled. Okay. So that's moved her through the system, and all those statistics are tracked in Teamzy. Teamzy tracks how many connects it took to get a sale and things like that. So down the road, you can really plan your business better. Does it make sense? It's like drinking water through a fire hose, right? Okay, so hopefully that was really helpful. Now, if you guys have specific questions that have come up, obviously I only got to show you like, you know, the main part, which is the power hour. But if you questions that came up, what you need to do is just unmute your microphone, just click on it to unmute, and feel free to ask me anything of your heart desire.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
So that I'm floored. This is awesome. Just the beginning. So I've been in service business for like 30 years, keeping track of customers just on my own, but I don't, you know, I'm used to having many less customers. So training with this, like obviously there's a lot more to it than what you just showed us. So how does that work with the free trial? How does that work? Learning how to use it.
We've got a help center built into Teamzy that has FAQs and training videos and things like that, like crazy. We also have full-time service staff that are amazing that you can there's like, let me just show you. If you're in Teamzy, see this little help button right here on the bottom right?
Hold on.
That floats with you on every page of Teamzy. It's always there. So if you need help, you have a question, you can click that and it sends a quick email off to our team and they'll answer it usually pretty quickly, within an hour or two, right? They'll answer it pretty quick, maybe immediately, just depends on who's there. So you can ask a question quickly. Also, we've got the help center right here. I'm going to click on that on the left side. And this is where you can get all your self-service questions answered. It's videos and FAQs and webinars and things like that, right?
Yeah, I know myself. I like to have myself walked through things that are new to me.
So now here's another thing that you can do, which is pretty cool, is you can set up a one-on-one with our team. Okay. So let me go back to my dashboard. So let's see, does it still have it on here? Let me open this up. So you can see right here where it says schedule one-on-one. So you can set that up. You can schedule one-on-one. You can do a 15 or 30 minutes, depending on how much you need. It just opens a Calendly link. Okay. And then you pick a time that works for you. And once you pick a time, it automatically sends you the Zoom link via email and confirms it. And what happens is you will be on a one-on-one Zoom with someone on my team who can walk you through anything. A lot of times we use this for setup too, because sometimes people are like, it seems easy, but like, you don't even know how backward I am on technology. That's me, by the way. I'm the kind of person that would be like, can I do this? So what we do, because Zoom allows you to give controls over to the person on the other end. So you can actually go into the Zoom and you can give permission to our team. They'll take over your computer and do all the importing of all your data for you and do all the setup for you. It's kind of cool. And depending on how you're wired, because I always tease my team, I'm like, they don't all want to be taught how to do it. Some of them just want you to do it. So I would just tell them, depending on how you're wired, I would just say, it's okay. You don't have to teach me what you're doing. Just tell me when you're done, so I can, and then let's get to using it, right? So, but we do offer that service too. So it just depends on how you're wired. Some of you are self-serve. You're going to do it at 3 a.m. because that's when you're wired to do this. And you're going to go in the help center and do it all yourself. And some of you will want to set up an appointment and get led through, if that makes sense. So either way, we'll help you out. And like I said, the team is amazing. We've helped 100,000 people set up their Teamzy. So we probably have come across any challenges you might run into by now.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm the one that's like green looking. I'm sure you covered this. I apologize. We had to step away real quick if no one mentioned that to you for another Zoom.
Yeah.
How about sharing contacts? Like, are all of our contacts protected within the Teamzy kind of platform?
Oh, as far as security of your data?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, absolutely. I wouldn't have a business if anybody but you could use those contacts. So you guys can go read the legalese at the bottom of Teamzy if you want, but I'll summarize it for you. The data you put in Teamzy belongs to you, not us. And we have no legal license to use it in any way. Okay? So it belongs to you. It's your data. You put it in, you delete it, whatever. Nobody from Teamzy is ever going to contact anybody that you put into Teamzy, right? Nobody's ever we're not going to ever take your data and sell it. There's no way your data can leak into somebody's account. It's all firewalled with the top of the line security and all that stuff. So there's, you can feel really confident about that. The other piece that I wanted to tell you is, like, our team will have access to your data only to do customer service on your account, if that makes sense. So if you read it through, it says we have access to it to do customer service on your account, but we are legally bound to never use it in any sort of way. Does that make sense? So
Okay.
just, yeah. And that's a good question. And it's an important question to ask, because I know we're new to Green Compass and you guys don't know us. We have corporate agreements with several major network marketing companies and have been through the full compliance team, white glove ringer to make sure that everything is compliant and that you guys are protected. So I just want you guys to know that's all kind of been vetted, and you can feel good about that. Like, if you're talking to somebody at corporate, I don't know if anybody from corporate's on this call, but we're happy to go deeper into compliance with all the major laws and things like that. But you can just know that the security is there, the data is yours, and it's safe.
Awesome. Thank you for answering that.
Sure thing. Any other questions?
I see a text which makes me think of it. Yeah, you talked about 30-day free trial. Do we know, have you talked about the price, what it costs?
I haven't, so let me tell you that. So after the 30 days are free. After 30 days, it's $29.99 US a month to have Teamzy, so it's less than $1 a day, super affordable. Of course, you can write that off your taxes. And I know some of you come from a corporate background where you've had CRM, so you know how overpriced and super expensive CRM is. So we've tried to make it very affordable. We priced it, I still think it's priced a little bit low, but we wanted to help people out. Basically, if you make one sale, you can pay for your Teamzy, right? So if we can't help you make one sale, one basic retail sale, we're not helping. So that's why kind of how that's set up. Now, a couple things that I want to really recommend to you guys, kind of as an action step. Because I know a lot of you guys, if you're still talking to me this long into the call, I know you're going to do a free trial, right? Like, why would you have spent an hour of your life listening to me if you're not going to do the free trial? I recommend that you get success partner or two to do the free trial with. Team up or 3 up. And say, let's do this together. Let's really try to work it for 30 days, hold each other accountable to it. And what I have seen works really well is when you're done with your power hour, you take a little screenshot of the Teamzy dashboard that you're done, and you message it over to your partner or partners who haven't done anything today, and it will be a little kick in the booty when they get your text, right? And so this accountability will drive you guys to have an amazing month. Have an amazing month. Seriously, I love getting messages like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's changed my life. I got a message today from a leader in another network that said, she said to me, you're my hero. I said, wow, that's cool. Why am I your hero? And then she said, my business went up 40% last month. I'm using Teamzy now. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. I love getting messages like that. I want them from you guys. So get in there, hold each other accountable. That's the number one thing. Get some success partners. Otherwise, you'll do what I do, which is you do the free trial and you play around and you don't really figure it out and then it disappears, right? Okay, so the other thing I'll tell you is, how many of you guys sometimes believe the story that maybe you told yourself that, like, it's kind of a slow time, things aren't really happening right now, and right, I'm not really sure how to get things going. Or sometimes I've heard people say the story like, I've gone through my warm market, now what? Okay, so I'm going to just give you guys a challenge that will shatter those stories for all time. You'll never believe them again. And then when you have teammates that bring them to you, you're going to be like, no. Here's how you shattered them. I call it the 5-day challenge. Okay, here it is. Use Teamzy for 5 days in a row. 5 days in a row. And over 5 days, send a message to 100 people. Okay, so 20 a day. And you saw that you can do that in 30 minutes. 30 minutes a day, 5 days in a row. Send 20 messages a day. Don't do it all in one day. I'm just telling you, don't do it all in one day. I want you to be amazed and your mind blown at how many people respond, but honestly, I don't want you to like completely run for the hills. So don't do it all in one day. But 20 a day for 5 days, you will be like, oh my gosh. If you have a typical response rate, which let's say is 50%, I honestly think it's going to be higher right now because people are home. But if you had a 50% response rate, by Friday, you're talking to 50 people, you're messaging with 50 people. You're like, your fingers are on fire. You're like, I cannot believe how many conversations I'm having right now. This is amazing. And just imagine, like, when you kind of create that activity in your business. So that's why I always tell people the 5-day challenge is a great way for you to just kind of try out the concept and be like, oh my gosh, does this make sense? So I just want you guys to know that very successful people feel overwhelmed at times. I feel overwhelmed all the time, but I used to be overwhelmed with worry and anxiety. Now I'm overwhelmed with opportunity. It's a different place to live. Does that make sense? It's a different place to live. And that's the difference. Is to give up the fear and the worry and replace it with opportunity. And then it's like, oh my gosh, am I letting people down? I've got all these things happening right now. Like, that's a better place.
That's what I want to be.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I kind of get my business partner, Mike, always says, are you doing a training or a sermon?
Tell him it's called passion.
I think, yeah, that's it. I think it's the same thing. So any other questions? $29.99 a month. It's a no-brainer.
It's Ginger. I just have a quick question. So some of the scripts after the follow-up that you were providing to us, you know, kind of what that would look like, where would we find more of that type of scripting with like just a back and forth conversation?
So there are a few scripts in here that are customized to your business. Wait, where'd it go? Here it is. Didn't look like Teamzy because it's on Calendly. Oh, I got to get back to Teamzy. Bring me back to Teamzy.
Which, by the way, for those, I'm not a techie person at all either, and I was able to sit down just kind of uninterrupted, and the videos are very short and easy to understand. So I would attempt that first as you're set up. They provide you the video that you're supposed to watch as you go in order, and it's pretty good. It's pretty cool.
So the way you get to the scripts is always from the same place. It's from inside the Connect box. So if you're on the dashboard, you can just click on it here. Okay. So if I go into my scripts, when I'm on a prospects record and I click on scripts, I'm only getting scripts for prospects. If I'm on a customer, then I'm only getting scripts for customers. But when I go into my scripts, I can actually clear these filters. See, like this is customers in Facebook. I can clear these filters and then the entire scripts list will be here. Now, so all the follow-ups are there, right? There's some great scripts here on like what to write in a personal note card to somebody. Setting the tone for a recommendation. Like here's a great script for setting that tone to get introduced to somebody. Jenny, I'm really excited for you as you begin your new program. And then what are their products? I'm sure you're going to be thrilled with the results. You see, my business depends on getting you results because then you'll be a walking, talking billboard for me. All I ask is that while we're working together, if you come across anyone who might benefit from CBD oil products or even just someone to talk to about their health, that you message me with their name and contact info and I'll take it from there. Sound good? Do you guys see how easy these are here for you guys to use? Okay, so you can customize those a little bit. So these are great script for excellent service. This is a great way to recruit people. Obviously, we're not going to restaurants right now for a couple weeks, but if you have like great service, you write somebody a note thanking them for great service, right? And it's a great way to make a contact and maybe connect with somebody on social media and then build a relationship over time. Like these are great ways to meet people. So all those different scripts are there, and then you can look at different filters to go, okay, well, I want ones that are just for prospects. Okay, great. But here's the cool thing I want you guys to know is that you can put your own scripts in here by clicking new script. You can put your own scripts in Teamzy and have them at your fingertips. Okay. Now this is very powerful. Not only do you might take a script that's mine and customize it to sound more like you so that's saved and you don't have to do it every time. But one thing that I did in my business, and one of the reasons why I wanted this built into Teamzy, was when I had like in our example, when I had that FaceTime with Ginger talking about her goals, right? Based on her goals, I'm gonna recommend a specific mix of product, right? And so I would have an email that I had already created for another customer in the past about that specific mix of product. With my links for her to purchase it, right? With everything on it, I would have already made that email. Well, I would save that email as a script in Teamzy. So then as I'm talking to Ginger and I'm like, based on what you're telling me, I think this would be the best course. I'll send you an email in a second with all the information on the products and the links to order. Okay, it's going to be an email, look out for it. And so then I would go to my scripts. The email would already be written. I would go in here and check this out. You can select send as email, right? And it links up to your Gmail. And I could grab the email, change the name, and fire it off to her and know all the links are there because I saved it as a script. And then I would message her back via Facebook Messenger, text, whatever we're talking about, and said, did you get the email? It's powerful. And they're like, wow, he's so on top of it. This is just another way to be a professional. And you can build those emails over time. You probably have already used them in the past where you send it out to people and it's all built out. Now, the other thing that I did, and this is me going a little deeper into this, was when I click here to order your product, it actually opened up a Google document that said there's 3 ways to order the product. The best deal is as an advocate. And here's why. Here's how you do it. Next best deal is with this particular, discount package bundle, right? Or you can order them individually and pay a little bit more. Or I think it was like, with auto ship, and then, or you could buy it just one time, pay a little bit more type thing. So it was like that document had the 3 different ways to buy. So these are just things to think about. And that was all in a script in Teamzy. So they would get that immediately. It's like, click here to order. It's like, boom. Oh, I didn't know. I never really thought about. And I would put on there, you don't even have to be interested in the business to become an advocate, right? But you could just do it for the discount. It's up to you. And then I would say, but if you are interested in more information of business, message me and let me know and I'll get you more. So it's just kind of a soft sell. But what I found was by doing that, the vast majority of people came in as team members. And I mean, I haven't looked at your comp plan. So is there a benefit of coming in as an advocate as opposed to just as a customer? Is there somewhat of a benefit? So, I mean, if there is.
You get a great deal on products, but you have to spend a little bit more than most new customers spend.
Yeah, so you get a great
deal.
deal.
A package of that, upfront deep discount, but when you reorder, we're paying the same cost as a preferred customer would pay. So in the, that initial upfront, definitely.
Yeah, so it's a better deal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And again, remember, you guys are prescribing the package based on their need. So anyways, there's just some thoughts. So that's another way to use the scripts, Ginger, which is really great. You can also, team leader can say, here's some scripts that I found really good. You can put them on a team page and then individual people could put those in their Teamzy account. So it's at their fingertips. Does that make sense?
I have another question.
Yeah.
When, I see all, this is my first look at this, obviously. You talked about, following up and then something about the back and forth. So if someone does respond to either your connect or your follow-up, does that all get logged in here too? Or if that happens later in the day and you're not with your laptop, I mean, how does that work? Well,
first off, you can use Teamzy on your phone. Most people use it as on their phone in a mobile sense, right? It's not a mobile app, but it's an adaptive website that works great. But okay, so let me just tell you my experience with it. In the beginning, I tried to log all the back and forth because when I worked in the corporate world, it was required to log the whole conversation, right? Some of you guys have that experience. I hated doing it at my job and I didn't like doing it in my business either because I just wanted to connect with people and get to the next thing, right? So what I found was I didn't log the back and forth so much unless it was something super pertinent. I just made sure I logged my outgoing connect so Teamzy knew when to tee it up again. So if they responded, let me just give you an example. If they responded via Facebook Messenger, like let's say I was Facebook messaging people, what I would do is I would try not to open my Facebook Messenger unless it was during the half hour I'd set aside to respond to people. Mm-hmm. So I had a full-time job when I started. So I would do my power hour in the morning before my kids woke up. I'd go to work. And then in my lunch hour, I would pull up my phone and I would go to Messenger and I would sort by unread. And I would just go down the list and respond to everybody that was on the unread list in Messenger. I didn't go back to Teamzy unless it got to a point where I was going to do something more with that person. Like we're going to set an appointment to talk about the products or something. Then I would go back to Teamzy and set it. Otherwise, it was just a back and forth because a lot of those back and forths fizzle out.
Okay.
So just so you guys understand, every single conversation is not going to be a home run. You're going to be talking to a lot of people, and those conversations will fizzle out, but they're all positive because you're building the relationship. So over time, the conversations get a little better. And when you've connected with somebody out of the blue and talked to them like for 2 messages and it fizzles out, they're very likely now to go to your Facebook page, to check out your Instagram page, and to kind of follow you a little bit more closely. So the next time when they come up on Teamzy 2 or 3 months down the road and you message them again, like they feel like they totally know you because now they've been stalking you on social media. It's just the way it works. Once you become part of their like active conscious mind again, they're starting to pay attention to your stuff. So the back and forth I wouldn't log. What needs to be logged in Teamzy is like your initial connects when they come up, and then like if you have a follow-up, you want to log your follow-ups, right, and set the next follow-up. But just the back and forth doesn't necessarily have to be logged, because let's say I talked to you, Netta, and we went back and forth a little bit, but didn't go anywhere. And then 3 months later, Teamzy says, connect with her again. When I go to message you, I'm going to see that whole conversation still there in my messenger before I message you again.
Right.
So it's there.
Right.
Sometimes what I would do though, is when I come back in 3 months, that's when I paste the last conversation in Teamzy. So it's up to you if you want to do that. But I think it's like, I don't want you guys, I want to keep this down to just minutes a day. I don't want to make this a task. That's a lot of tracking work. Does that make
I was
sense?
just wondering if it would, like, I love that this is sort of controlled, and I'm that person that has names all over on little bits of paper. So having it all in one place is awesome. And I thought, well, if I start having conversations, when I'm in my car or at the grocery store, I'm going to forget. And
Yeah.
I just wondered how that all fit into the picture.
It is easy to lose people, and that's why I recommend having a couple of blocks set aside where you sort your list by unreads and go all the way down it. That way you know that you're not gonna, you still might miss a conversation, but if they're in Teamzy and you're working your power hours, it's not gonna go more than a month or 2 before they come up again. So you're not gonna, lose them for long like you might have in the past. But however, trying to do stuff on paper and sticky notes and pads of paper that you can't find, honestly, trying to build this business without software like this, it's like trying to drink water with your hands. You can do it. It will quench your thirst, but you spill a lot in the process. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
right? So this is like your hydro flask for your business, right? You've gone from drinking with your fingers to a hydro flask that keeps it cold all day long. All right. Hopefully that helps.
Can I just speak to that too, Eric? What I'm finding, because a lot of times like I'm in carpool line or whatever, and I have, like 5 minutes to send somebody happy birthdays or whatever.
Yeah.
What I'll do when I do get back in front, if I'm wanting to not get into Teamzy at the moment, I'll just go, when I'll get in my phone and I'll look through my text messaging history and also my Facebook messaging history. And then I can pull their name up specifically. It doesn't have to be on my prospect list. And I can say, I said happy birthday, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm able to kind of go back and backlog it that way. And like you, I learned initially, I was following up on everything I put in there, and it was just like, whoa, this is crazy. I learned very quickly that, I waited until I had that back and forth, and we were really like, it was a follow-up kind of thing before I added them into that schedule. So.
No, that's perfect. And that's a good use for when you need to log. If you initiate contact with somebody, you should log it in Teamzy. Yeah. You should log it in Teamzy. And what'll happen sometimes if you don't is somebody will come up on your up next list and you're like, I talked to them 3 days ago. And then you just log it. Okay, talk to them at the grocery store. Boom, next, So if that makes sense. So, you're going to get better at this over time. But the bottom line is knowing what to do every day, knowing exactly who to talk to today, knowing exactly what to say, being able to create momentum in your business, and doing it in a way that's not icky. You're going to feel it's going to become fun. It's just kind of like playing a game. It's super fun to do. Right now, people need to be lifted up more than ever. And here's how many of you guys feel like you need to be lifted up? There's no better way to be lifted than to lift others.
Yeah,
there's nothing that works better than that. I mean, and I don't know where you guys all are on your faith journeys or whatever. I have my faith, which is strong, but I believe we are designed, actually social science agrees that we're designed for service. That's what brings us joy. That's what brings us joy. Now, the good news is you can also make a living doing it too, which is great, right? Yeah. So if you want to get lifted up, tomorrow, get into Teamzy, message 10 people and make their day. See how you feel.
Sounds good.
All right, I better send you guys. I know you guys need to go to bed. You're turning into pumpkins. We did record this. I will, Ginger, I will get you the link probably in the morning. You're going to be asleep by the time it renders. But I just want to say thanks for having us. We're excited to work with you, and I hope that this call is the beginning of a movement in Green Compass with Teamzy. We'd love to work with you guys and help your community out, because what you're doing is important.
Thank you.
So thanks for having me. God bless you guys.
Thank you, Eric. Thanks so much.
Have a great night, all.
Thanks, Ginger.
Thank you.